Alrighty, welcome to a 3-on-3 vintage cube draft. I'm excited. We're going to get to play with Team J-Bro and Dan, battling against Alpha Frog, Slacks, and Mati. We've got a decent-ish pack. So there's Urza Saga, Mind Twist, and Atraxa Grand Unifier. Quick quiz for people who've been watching a while. What am I going to take? If you guessed Atraxa, you guessed correctly. I really don't pass Atraxa very often, especially early. Just the fact that Atraxa works with, most commonly reanimates, but also through the breach and sneak attack. Some application with show and tell, though that can be a little dicey, is good with flash and is good with natural order even. Means that, plus is eminently castable, means I like Atraxa over Urza Saga, which I like over Mind Twist, excuse me. It is a 6-player draft, so Saga, Mind Twist, Top, Prismari Command, Basalt Monolith might be taken. Maybe someone takes Bob over one of those. But I'm going to take Atraxa here, and oh, look at that. Easy follow-up of Animate Dead. I do think Oko's good, but I think Animate Dead and Oko are comparable. I would probably take Oko in the dark, like pick one, pack one. But given that I have Atraxa, and that there's a good chance that this Torsten wheels, because we've got Oko's going to get taken, Tarn's going to get taken, Tundra's probably going to get taken. Then it's like Mishra's Bauble, Concealing Curtains, Thief of Sanity. There's always some maniac, like where's Frog and Slacks? They always love Mystic Forge. They're both in this draft. So I don't think it's a guarantee that Torsten wheels, but I think there's a shot of it, and I'm very happy to take Animate Dead after Atraxa. So I've passed Slacks, Saga Oko or Mind Twist Oko. I can live with those. Oh, LED, my favorite. What do I take here? I have an Atraxa and an Animate Dead. I could take a Chromox. Chromox is a pretty good card. It's a good accelerant. There's a fetch land, but it's a red-white fetch, which is kind of far away from where I'm at. Animate Dead's black and Atraxa is every color but red. There's, of course, LED. LED is a fantastic card. I think LED has gone up a lot in value. Echo of Eons is a big part of that. Underworld Breach, of course, a huge part of that. But also just, there's a lot of different ways to use it. Auriok Salvagers, a lot of things that have mana-activated abilities in play where LED can help pay for that. So I do like LED. There's also Dak Faden, which is a pretty reasonable pick after taking Animate Dead. I'm kind of feeling Dak Faden. I haven't Dacked in a while. Because Dak also leads us nicely into a Through the Breach style deck. Chromox, LED, Arid Mesa, Fatal Push, Shinobi. Maybe I'll get Talisman back. All right, well, we'll see. Okay, and now that I've taken Dak, it leads me to want to take Wooded Foothills, because now I have a red card over Watery Grave. The Watery Grave's also really good. There's also Raugrin Triumph, but I think that's worse than the other options. There's also Upheaval, which Slacks is probably just going to take. He's never passed that card. There's Dismember. I had a draft last night that I didn't record, unfortunately, where Slacks upheavaled me, then balanced me, then Pest Infestationed me, and then Mindslavered me, but I was just playing White Weenie, and eventually he just, after blowing up my board 4 times, I just eventually killed him with some just idiot creatures. But that's not the usual case. Anyways, Watery Grave versus Wooded Foothills. I should probably still just take Watery Grave. I know I'm going to be blue-black. Having a blue-black duel to be fetched is, I think, a pretty big game. Even if Wooded Foothills could be a 3-color land, this is a guaranteed 2 of my colors. So let's just do that. Archon and Entomb. Oh, why you got to do me like that? I've got to take Entomb. It's a shame, but I already have Atraxa. So taking Entomb and also getting it 5th. Also, this pack's insane. So let's see. Archon's definitely not coming back. Sad. So Archon, Troll, Marsh Flats, Ketria Triumph, Cathar Commando, or Stoneforge. Yeah, I'm not going to get Troll, Marsh Flats, or Archon back, but I'm just going to slam Entomb and probably follow it up with Faithless Looting at this point. There's also Mystic Confluence. I could just take Mystic Confluence. No reason to pass Slacks this card. This card's good. I'd be happy playing it. Looting, probably not going to come back, though. Rabble Master, K-Command, Titania. No, Looting's not going to come back, but I already have Dak and Entomb. I should just not. Basically, I think Looting and Mystic Confluence are about the same value to me. Looting maybe slightly ahead, but this is a team draft, and a Mystic Confluence is passing an 8 out of 10 card when Looting is probably a 3 out of 10 or 2 out of 10 card for most people. It's just good in the particular deck that I'm looking at. So, really good first 6 picks, by the way. Very happy with this start. Shame that we're not going to be able to get Archon to go along with this Atraxa, but we have the Atraxa with an Animate and Entomb. I mean, having Atraxa, Watery Grave, Entomb, Animate is already just a fantastic thing to get out of pack 1. And Dak and Mystic Confluence are both pretty solid cards too. I don't think there's too much that I can expect to get back on the wheel here, but I also can't really complain about this start. There is a small chance Faithless Looting comes back. There's basically zero chance Archon or even Troll comes back, and much less Marsh Flats. So that must have been a strong pack if Entomb went 5th and then the other cards were still there. All right, Dark Confidant is here. Yeah, and I'm going to take it. There's still Basalt Monolith too, but I'm not that hyped about that. Look, I know Dark Confidant in Reanimator decks is dangerous, but I just can't help myself. I also think it is good. Okay, Concealing Curtains and Thief and Torsten are still here, as long with Mishra's Ball. What is everyone taking out of this pack? Especially with Intrepid Adversary still here. Wild. Kind of just want Torsten. It's a pretty good flash target. It's a pretty good reanimate target. I think that's better than taking one of these like small ball things. Oh, and Fatal Push came back. Yeah, I'll take that. Very happy to take Fatal Push. I will take Raugrin Triumph. I kind of didn't expect that to come back, but a blue-red land is pretty nice. All right, any Archon wheels? Any Archon wheels? I really don't think so. But I've got 2 decent reanimate targets, an animate spell, an Entomb, and a Dak to get things into the graveyard, plus 2 good interactive spells in Fatal Push and Mystic Confluence, and I have a blue-black land and a blue-red land. Really, really very good start. The Bob I probably won't actually play, but I think it was the best card in the pack by a lot, so I don't mind just taking Dark Confidant there. And against matchups where, you don't care about your life total, you can side it in. Also, Troll of Khazad-dûm wheeled, so did Ketria Triumph. Surprising, but I will take it. That's just great. Okay, Faithless Looting didn't wheel, but that's okay too. The only reason I'm taking Mind's Desire here is I'm playing passing to Slacks, and he just loves cards like that. So let's not pass him like Upheaval, Mystic Forge, Basalt Monolith, and Mind's Desire. Not that Desire is even that good, but I don't think Cast into the Fire, Maelstrom Pulse, or Deadly Dispute are either. Oh, now I'm going to hate the Sai. I was kind of worried about passing Sai, but I'll take that too. High Tide is another card that goes into Jesse's decks. So here's the thing. Slacks just doesn't draft like White Weenie. So actually I'm not as scared to pass him an Intrepid Adversary. I'll take Lingering Souls, which honestly I might even play. Look, I've got Raugrin Triumph and Dak to discard it. Oh man. Mox and Soul Ring. So this is one of those picks. That's tough because if this was an 8-player draft and I didn't care about my team, I would just take the Mox. Because I think Mox is better in Blue-Black Reanimator than Soul Ring. Like, look at how many cards require 2 colorless, right? I've got Mystic Confluence and Lingering Souls and the big things, which is not 0, but not that relevant. All these don't care about either. Troll, I guess, slightly cares about Mox because you can cycle it off the Mox, though I guess you could hardcast Troll. And then Animate, Dead, and Dak are way better with Sapphire. But passing Frog a Soul Ring just isn't great. How bad is it? Frog's probably playing blue. They're pretty close. Honestly, I think I still just take the Sapphire. There's also a Recurring Nightmare, which I'd like to wheel, and Frantic Search. Let's see. Lorien goes, Soul Ring goes, obviously. Solitude goes, that's 3. Frantic Search, and maybe Aragorn, maybe Mishra's Workshop, Probe. Yeah, there's a decent chance Recurring Nightmare wheels, no guarantee. I'm going to take the Mox. I just think it's like a lot better for me, and I don't think it's guaranteed to be all that different for Frogerto there. I'll probably From the Catacombs here, which is actually a strike against the Mox versus the Soul Ring, but it's good at like animating one of these things, though it's kind of awkward with Torsten, where if Torsten dies, you don't get the 1/1s because this says it just gets exiled. And it's just a good value card. You can also Entomb for it, which is kind of cute. End of turn Entomb for this, untap and just escape it. If you have a bunch of cards in your graveyard in a grindy game. The alternative would be to take Jace or Daze, and I think From the Catacombs is going to be a lot better for me. Wow, here's Sneak and Xander's Lounge and Underground Sea. I actually think I take Sneak. I have a Raugrin Triumph. Troll can't help me there yet, but I could probably pick up a black-red land. Obviously, I take Mox over Soul Ring and then get past a 4 and a 5 drop, but yeah, so it goes. I think Sneak being so good with those 2 cards means I should just Sneak here and hope one of the lands comes back, even if it's not that likely. I also have the out of Oath of Druids coming back. So if someone takes Expressive Iteration, Windswept Heath for sure, those 2 lands. And Cradle, yeah. Oath comes back in that scenario. Collective Brutality has a very high likelihood of coming back as well. And there is a chance Underground Sea comes back, which would be nice. Xander's Lands would actually be better for me, but I think there's less of a likelihood that that comes back. All right. There's Inquisition here, but I don't love that card. I mean, it's obviously playable, but there's also Goryo's Vengeance, and I have 2 pretty good legends to bring back. So I'm just going to slam Goryo's Vengeance here. And I will pick 4. Our picks this pack were Amox, Sneak from the Catacombs, Goryo's Vengeance. So we're looking pretty good on this Reanimator plan. What am I missing? I mean, more Animates would still be okay. I could use more discard outlets, but those are a little easier to come by. I know Fatal Push is gone, but something like Chart of Course isn't too bad. Oh, Flash! I was looking at this Bitter Triumph, but we're getting a 5th pick Flash. We are just in the right deck by so much. 5th pick Entomb from one side, 5th pick Flash from the other. Just golden. And Flash is great with both Torsten and Atraxa, so there you go. Not even close to being close. Oh, this deck's shaping up to be a monster. All right, Flash is better with Mox Sapphire. Take that, Soul Ring. Wouldn't mind another land or 2. Obviously, I'd hope to get those at some point. Unfortunately, past a couple fetches. We know 3 of the fetches are gone, right? We know Marsh Flats, 4 actually. Marsh Flats, Arid Mesa, Wooded Foothills, and Windswept Heath. So all the green fetches, actually, pretty much. Which means the blue and black fetches probably got taken by other people, before we saw them. But one more new pack here, we could get something great. And we did! Vampiric Tutor. Tutor when you have Entomb, Flash, Animate Dead in your deck? Awesome. I would be interested in that Talisman and Brainstorm, but I don't think either's going to come back. Like Plateau, Talisman, Brainstorm. Some DGen's going to take Nexus of Fate, but whatever. Maybe I get Lava Claw Reaches back. Also, Plateau is a possibility. Not that it's stupendous here, but what Plateau would do is help me cast Lingering Souls. If I end up with enough free white sources and discard effects, I just have DAC right now. Lingering Souls gets kind of interesting. Also, it is a mini combo with Entomb. And that's the sort of thing where, like, yeah, I'm not looking to Entomb Lingering Souls, but if you've got a, grindy game, you're low on resources, you draw Entomb, you don't have anything else good in hand, casting it as 2 1/1 flyers is like a decent backup plan. It's nice to have that option. All right, it's wheeling time, and I kind of think we might wheel some good stuff here. Not because the packs were so juiced, but because things like this Troll wheeled, we got 5th pick, Flash, yep, there is the Recurring Nightmare. Also Lorien revealed. I might just Lorien revealed here, or maybe Frantic Search. No, I guess I've got a Frantic Search. I've got Goryo's Vengeance, Animate Dead from the Catacombs. Frantic Search just looks awesome here. Recurring Nightmare, I don't have enough creatures to fuel. So I would take Lorien revealed over Recurring Nightmare, but I'm going to take Frantic Search over both. And then now I might just Mana Confluence here. I think Mana Confluence is pretty reasonable in this 3-color deck that ends games quickly. I think Duretti's okay also, but this deck's going a little bigger than Duretti. Okay, so Collective Brutality and Oath wheeled. None of the creatures did, but I'll just take Collective Brutality. I don't think I need to mess with Oath here. Feels like I have such a good 3-color Reanimator deck going. And here is an instance of I could take Voldaren Epic here to play in my deck, but I just picked up Collective Brutality and Frantic Search. I'm just going to hate the Teferi because it's the best card. Do I want a Jetmir's Garden as a red-white-green land? Or do I want Wormcoil Engine? I think Wormcoil mostly is just garbage, so let's just take that. Oh, and Lava Claw did wheel. Okay. Pass Gavin a bunch of green and white cards. And I gotta say, this deck would be a great deck in an 8-player draft. In a 6-player draft, it just looks obscene. All right. Well, what I'm not going to do is pass Gavin a Wish's Workshop. He just loves that kind of stuff. And I don't care about passing Mosswood Dread Knight. This is the kind of a risk-reward thing that just doesn't really make sense. Like, I don't think he's that likely to want Workshop. He passed a late Psy and stuff, but no reason to risk it. And the Dread Knights, whatever. He also passed a lot of late white cards, so I don't think he can play Selfless Spirit. Though Cultivator Colossus is just a garbage card that shouldn't be in the cube. So tell us how you really feel about Cultivator. Same with Odra Kazlan. Though, this puts them on the battlefield. This is kind of cute. I don't have enough creatures to run it. All right. Let's see if we can keep the train going. No, we didn't end up opening an insanely busted card here. But I've got an interesting decision here. It's Spellseeker versus Liliana. So Spellseeker's not generally the most exciting card. Oh, this isn't actually close. Never mind. I retract my statement that it's interesting. Spellseeker gets Flash or Goryo's Vengeance or Entomb or maybe Vamp in the worst case. It just fixes all my combo stuff. So I'm going to take that over Liliana. And Liliana honestly might wheel the way this draft has been going. Okay. Oh, Frog's definitely not playing artifacts. There's Pluto Delta, Swords to Plowshares, and Urza. And Currency Converter. I'm just going to take Pluto Delta. Look, I know I'm passing Jesse and Urza, but he didn't take the Psy. The Psy came around really late, and then I hated it. He also didn't... Oh, no, Jesse also passed me Mishra's Workshop with 3 cards in the pack. Okay, I feel really good about passing Urza then. And Pluto Delta is by far the best card for me here. It gets blue-black, and then it gets tapped red. And if Currency Converter comes back, I'll be happy, but this deck's looking fast enough that I don't care too much. Plus, there's Thirst and Charming Scoundrel as other discard outlets. Also, Urza and Swords are going to go. So is the Converter. We'll probably get back... I mean, we might get back Spell Pierce. I don't know. Okay. This pack has a library, which is great. Parallax Wave, which I guess I'm just passing white cards in every direction. Dothy Voidwalker, which doesn't look amazing here. So there's... And Counterspell, if my mana works out for it, Counterspell's great. I think I just take Counterspell here. This deck's mana does work for Counterspell, and maybe Voidwalker comes back. Someone's going to take Brazen, Parallax Wave, Skull Clamp, Library for sure. Inti is a great card, so let's do that. And then now, so we've got the Corpse Dance, a Sarah's Emissary, a Show and Tell, and an Ashen Rider. If I had Archon, I'd be more into Show and Tell. This is pick 4. I guess we're probably not going to get the Atali. We could get World Spine Worm late. That is definitely possible. It's coming from the opposite direction of Flash, so Gavin's not going to know that I got a 5th pick Flash. He doesn't even know I have a 5th pick Flash. I'm kind of just wanting Ashen Rider here. I feel like I could use another creature to animate, which is unfortunate because it doesn't get Goryo's Vengeance, but I don't think I need Bitter Reunion very much. Yeah, let's just take another big creature. This is pick 5. I guess I'll just take Palantir here. I like Palantir in the Animator decks, and I even have like a flashback card, maybe 2. Sheldock Isle is also really broken. Huh. That's tough. I don't think Bayou or Breeding Pool or Cut Down are really much of a consideration here. So it's Sheldock versus Palantir. I guess what's leaning me towards Palantir is I don't know if this deck's going to get to like 20 cards that quickly, though. I guess that doesn't matter too much. I'm still going to take Palantir. I think Palantir is awesome here. So currently I'm running 20 land. Obviously I could use another couple playables, but I will get there. I'm not too worried about that. Don't think we're going to play Dark Confidant at this point. Though I do think Lingering Souls makes sense. I'm not even sure I'm going to play Jetmir's Garden, though. One thing that's kind of nice about Jetmir's Garden, this shouldn't be overlooked, it helps me hardcast Torsten or Atraxa. It is kind of tricky. To cast either of those, I will need to have Raugrin Triome and Jetmir's Garden in play, but it's not a 0. All right, last chance for something big. Didn't get there. That's fine. Do I want Toxic Deluge or Blood Tithe Harvester? I think I want Blood Tithe. Another discard effect seems pretty good. I have Fatal Push, Collective Brutality as a ways to kill creatures. I also kind of don't think I'm going to play against that many aggro decks. So let's just take that. I've got 3 big things. No World Spine, unfortunately. That would have been a nice pickup. But I've got an Animate Dead, a From the Catacombs, and a Goryo's Vengeance to bring them back. I've got a Sneak, just put them directly into play. Oh, I even have Troll. Troll's also like a fine reanimate target for Animate Dead if I draw it. Okay, Liliana did come back, and I think I will take it. This looks like a good Liliana deck over Spire Bluff Canal, because I think my mana's pretty solid. And Una's Prowler probably comes back anyway. All right, we're down to 18 lands, so we're doing fine on that count. Oh, I guess we're at 19 still because the Mox counts. So yeah, mana-wise, I've got 2 3-color lands and 1, 2, 3 2-color lands. Then this Jetmir's Gardens is just like kind of hanging out there. Not sure about that one. Oh, and Troll's also a 2-color land. Okay, Spell Pierce came back. I think I'm going to take that. Like, there is Thirst and Charming Scoundrel. First of all, one might come back. This pack just still has a bunch of playables in it, especially if you're looking for things like Crucible or Reservoir. And I don't really mind taking another piece of disruption. I think especially after picking up Blood Tithe Harvester, I've got Blood Tithe, Flash, Collective Brutality, Dak Fade, and Liliana Frantic Search. I have enough ways to put cards in the graveyard. I'm not concerned about that. The only thing this deck really is missing is the Archon I had to take Entomb over, but I stand by that pick. So, yeah, this looks great. I mean, I would have used one more big creature, and I don't think Cultivated Colossus counts. Does Odger Chasm count? Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, reveal that many cards, and you can put a creature or land onto the battlefield. Ooh, Dothi Voidwalker Wield. Yeah, that card's awesome. I like that more than Turok here. So now we're playing 15 land plus Mox and Troll, so now we're at 17, which I think is what this deck wants. It's not got a super high curve. Yeah, I like Lingering Souls here. I have a lot of ways to discard it for value. Like, Dak discarding Lingering Souls is just free real estate. Same with like Frantic Search or Liliana. And being able to cast it and make some blockers, also fine. It helps keep the initiative from the Catacombs. So, with 6 creatures in my deck, if this hits for 6, that's still not a good chance of hitting a creature. No, 7 creatures in my deck. Oh, now there's Serra Emissary and Show and Tell. Huh. So Serra's Emissary doesn't work with Goryo's Vengeance or Flash or Sneak. But it does work with Animate Dead and From the Catacombs well enough. Or would I put Show and Tell in this deck? Show and Telling in... I mean, there's a bunch of pretty decent cards. There's also Corpse Dance. Corpse Dance is just okay here, though. I kind of feel like Serra Emissary is just going to be better for me. There's also Bitter Union. There's like a million cards I could play there. I think I'd rather have Serra Emissary as a sideboard card, and here I'm just going to take Cut Down, probably also as a sideboard card. I just don't like Show and Tell. Show and Telling any of these is just not that good. Even Ashen Rider is just okay. Like, Show and Telling in Atraxa and Torsten is fine, but it just kind of opens the door to a lot of bad things happening. At least Archon and Itali like do something really good right away. Do I just hate the Mightstone and Weakstone, or would I play Seachrome Coast? I don't think I'd be stoked to play Seachrome Coast in this deck. Though at that point, I could probably get Teferi in there. I really don't think Jesse's playing Artifacts. Let's just take Seachrome Coast. Maybe I'll play it. Una's Prowler, sure. This makes me want Serra Emissary a little bit more, but right now... Oh, and I guess Charming Scoundrel. If someone wanted Sword of the Meek, they would have taken it at some point. All right. This was a really good deck, and I'm going to throw it together here, but I think we got a deck on our hands. All right, let's take a look at what my teammates brewed up, and J-Bro's deck looks amazing. He's got, first of all, Mox Emerald, Mox Ruby. Great start. Also, there's a Strip Mine hiding in there, and he's got Ramanop and Crucible. I ended up talking to J-Bro, and the Crucible got in, ultimately. With Titania, Gargaroth, he got a free Lorien Revealed with like 3 cards left or something. He got the Upheaval. His Time Twister to go with all the mana ramp with Exploration. The only thing he's missing is really Fast Bond. Questing Beast, Oracle, Chariot, Tireless Tracker, Ramanop, Courser, just all the like green mid-range hits. Raphaelos, and J-Bro's favorite card in the world, Lightning Greaves, which he absolutely never cuts. But this deck looks great. I expect big things out of J-Bro here. Dan's got a deck that is better than it first looks, because you might look at the Swords, Infernal Grasp, Duretti, Hull Breacher, Aragorn, Mind Twist, Underbound Adventure deck and being like, what is going on? But it's got a Triome, 2 fetch lands, Arid Mesa and Wooded Foothills, and a bunch of dual lands, plus Fertile Ground and Sylvan Carotid. I kind of like these decks sometimes. Oh, he's actually got an updated build here. Let's even take a look. So this is, after tinkering with it, I give him a little advice. I think cutting a couple of the removal spells for Cathar Commando and Flame Tongue. This is basically a solid, like, Seasoned Engineer, Parallax Wave, Undermountain Adventure, Aragorn, like, Monarch deck with a Hull Breacher for Disruption, Path, Swords, Grasp, and the Oko, which is funny. Jesse didn't take the Oko. He took Urza Saga over Mind Twist, we know, because Dan has the Mind Twist, and then didn't take the Oko. And this is basically just like kind of like a white-based 5-color deck with a couple 5-color fixers and a bunch of good lands. So a solid deck as well. Let's see how we do. I feel like my deck is great, J-Bro's deck is great, and Dan's deck could definitely win some games. It's, you know, it's got a battle with its mana base every game, which can cost you. But overall, I really like our chances. Let's get to round 1. All right, playing against Slacks round 1 here, who took Urza's Saga, but maybe didn't end up artifacts. And yeah, I'm going to keep this hand. Troll of Khazad-dûm does the work here. Mountain, huh? Because I get to go cycle Troll for Watery Grave, and then turn 2 have Counterspell up. I would at some point like to draw a card to play off that. Direfleet Daredevil. We're getting in there. Okay. Swamp Cycle for Watery Grave. Draw. Well, at some point, I guess I need to draw a land. I don't really want to cast Collective Brutality here because I just don't. Oh, wow. Mono red aggro. Jesse like never does that. I don't have a thing to discard to the Brutality yet. I'd kind of rather find that first. Oh, that's pretty good. All right, let's cast this. Give a creature -2/-2. Look at your hand. And I'm going to discard from the Catacombs. Hand is Bloodthirsty Adversary, Metamorph. I thought I might miss, but I think even getting the information is decent. So it's going to go Mountain, Pia, and Kiran Nalaar here. I'm going to draw... Oh, Frantic Search, huh? I kind of want to just start with Frantic Search. I still have a lot of discard outlets, and I kind of need to A, hit a land drop, and B, figure out what I want a Spellseeker for. Let's discard Spell Pierce and I think Palantir. Untap 3 lands, and I think I'm going to Spellseeker. I was hoping to draw a land to get to enough mana for from the Catacombs here, but I'm just going to get Entomb. And then I can set up Entomb Goryo's Vengeance at some point here. I mean, I'm not loving this, honestly. Frantic Search into no lands was kind of a beating, because if I could have gotten to hit a land drop, even just one, I would have been a little more confident in setting up Entomb for Atraxa from the Catacombs and Atraxa, though he's got Phyrexian Metamorph in hand, so I do have to watch out for that. It's part of the reason I wanted to use Collective Brutality. Because also discarding the From the Catacombs basically doesn't cost anything. My graveyard's completely full here. So Jesse has had 2 draw steps. If he's drawn a land, I kind of imagine playing this as a Bloodthirsty Adversary as a 3/3 haste is going to be the plan. Of course he's playing Sheldok Isle. Yeah, I guess he's just going to chill, hit for 4 down to 12. You can play Metamorph to get Spellseeker, I guess. That's fine with me. It's just going to do nothing. All right. And, oh cool, a double black card. I'm just going to play Dak and draw and discard here. I just don't really have... I don't have any moves unless I draw a little bit more land. Okay. I'm going to discard Liliana and Atraxa. Play my Polluted Delta and pass. This Entomb is not looking as good as it could be. If he's got a burn spell end of turn, I really don't like my spot. If he's sacking a Thopter token, I don't care about that. Okay, he didn't do either. Now you play a 3/3 haste. What's kind of awkward for Jesse is that if he wants to kill Dak because I have a Spellseeker as a blocker, he's going to have to kind of over-attack it. Assuming he's making this a 3/3, which I think he's going to. Okay. And then let's see what happens. Or he could just attack me with everything. Yeah, he's just attacking me. I think I'm going to block the Bloodthirsty Adversary. I'll take 4 here. And I guess I go Swamp. So he's got 2 cards in hand. Oh, he's Mind Collapsing the Dak. Sure, that makes sense. He's got 1 card in hand. It's Metamorph. Go to 7. Let's get a Swamp here. So I don't have a way to sacrifice. I'm just trying to think of what I want to do here. Because I'm certainly going to want to Entomb. I guess I could Entomb Torsten or Ashen Rider. Goryo's Vengeance, Flash. Like, what do I want? So if I Goryo's Vengeance the Atraxa, so if I draw a land, I could from the Catacombs Atraxa, but then he copies it. But then the advantage is then I can then try to kill it, but I don't know, my deck is gone. Let's put Ashen Rider in the graveyard, or maybe Torsten. I'm trying to think. Once I Goryo's Vengeance Atraxa, which is what I'm going to do next turn, what do I want to animate dead? I guess I could animate dead the Ashen Rider, and then he exiles the Ashen Rider with his Metamorph. That Metamorph is really wrecking me here. I just don't really have a good way to kind of play around it. I could also Entomb Lingering Souls. I actually think that's the play. Because the challenge I'm facing here, and this is why the Liliana getting discarded actually is going to kind of not work out that great. I don't really want to have a big creature in play for him to Metamorph, so I have to kind of balance that. All right, creature, land, artifact, enchantment, instant. All right, perfect. I wanted Sneak, Torsten, Flash. Oh, this is just excellent. Mox, and I guess Mountain, because I want to get Sneak going. Because now I go Sapphire. I'm going to flash in Torsten. Do I want to do that now? I don't really need to do that right now. Let's attack with Atraxa here. Yeah, this is going to work out just fine. He is going to get to Shelldock, which I don't love. And I can't do anything about. I mean, I could have Ashen Ridered it, but I kind of feel like his mono red deck isn't going to have the best Shelldock plan anyway. So let's do this and pass the turn. This goes away. And now he can Shelldock here, but we'll see how scary that is, I guess. Not at all. Sure, Rabble Master, and if you want, it's not. So he's not going to make a Rabble Master copy because I think he wisely wants to save Metamorph for one of my creatures. Well, now I'm going to cast Flash. Oh, is he going to sack a Thopter token to kill the Blood Tithe before blocks? Very reasonable play if he makes that. Let's go Flash, Torsten, and let's pick up Dothy, Voidwalker, Lava Claw, Swamp. Let's leave the rest on the bottom. Oh, I'll take the Jetmir's Garden too. Let's leave a couple on the bottom just so I'm less likely to deck. I don't care about those lands. And then I get 7 1/1s. And then I get to make some pretty good blocks here. Let's go. So he's going to use the Thopter to kill the Blood Tithe first. Yeah, but let's go block, block. I'm just going to block down, I think, everything here. And trade off for your whole team. I didn't find the Ashen Rider off the Torsten trigger, which I was kind of hoping to do. Oh, animate dead. Nice. He's got 1 card in hand. I guess I can't animate anything that makes him discard. I have a lot of options in my graveyard there. Let's take a little better look at this. So I have 7 mana. I mean, this is really cool. We've got options upon options. The challenge mode is I don't want to give him a really great Metamorph target, but I think that's fine. I could from the Catacombs. I think starting the initiative could be pretty decent. If I from the Catacombs, I guess I can't play Voidwalker, but I can play Animate Dead. I still don't really think I want to copy Torsten here, but what I can do is if I from the Catacombs, I actually think the Troll and then Animate Dead, the Pia and Kiran Nalar. And exile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I go ahead and shuffle, which I have Ashen Rider, Mystic Confluence in my deck. I'm going to play a land. I guess I probably do want another land here. Land, Animate Dead, Pia and Kiran Nalar. And then I don't attack here and I pass. All right. So you can metamorph something here, but I'm just not going to put an Ashen Rider or Torsten into play and allow you to do that. And then at some point, I'm going to find Ashen Rider, and I could sneak that in for value. Here comes Metamorph, maybe copying Rabblemaster. All right, he's bowed to the, or Pia and Kieran Nalaar. So he must have drawn a land then, otherwise he would have paid the life, yeah. Okay, kill my Pia and Kieran Nalaar. Sure, you can trade off tokens if you want, or I'll just eat that. Yep, all right, and then now, yeah, now I think we're doing just fine. Let's go ahead and put, let's just forge. We can just go for some dubs here. Actually, I'm gonna make the soldier token bigger. I think the troll is doing great. Okay, so there's a vamp if I want it. Remember, I have lingering souls too. I kind of have everything I need here. You're at 13. Could attack with the troll. The metamorph's in play, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. I could from the catacombs Torsten, but that doesn't actually help me that much because I don't have the mana left to sneak after that. I think I want to attack with the troll. And then threaten lethal next turn. You take a bunch of damage. I can flashback Lingering Souls. And I can also, from the catacombs back, Pia and Kieran Nalaar. And I think this ought to just set me up perfectly here. I'm just not, as long as I don't exile creatures, it doesn't actually matter. Okay, and then I take the initiative. And yeah, whew, all right. Slacks really rarely drafts decks like this, but you know what? This is what he got this time, and we managed to win a pretty sweet battle. All right, I would put Sarah Emissary in against Mono Red, I think, and Cut Down as well. Spell Pierce looked horrific. Collective Brutality is actually still fine, even if you do miss. Liliana is really not the best against Goblin Rabblemaster and Pia Kieran Nalaar. So I think I will cut that one. I think Dak Faden's okay. Yeah, this looks like a deck to me. All right, we are on the draw here. And we've got, yeah, this is a keepable hand. It's a little annoying that playing cut down on 1 doesn't let me, well, play counter on 2, but I certainly don't have a choice here. Okay, he knows that I've got Vamp Tutor. Well, good for you. Good sideboard option. Killing the Ragavan, that must have been what Jesse opened, because that would send you into mono red very quickly. I don't think I want to vamp on upkeep. Mox Opal. That's an ambitious Mox Opal, I suspect. So I could vamp, because I have Spellseeker as well. Oh, Inti is fantastic. Wow, what a good card. This is where if I had a, what's it called? Toxic Deluge, I'd go after it. Are you going to discard? You probably can't play any cards afterwards. All right, so I could Spellseeker for Flash. I could also Vamp for Flash. Yeah, Vamping for Flash actually sounds pretty good here. Well, I want to Vamp. Hold on, just let me check. I could do a longer term plan. I Vamp for Entomb, play a land, then I guess I cast Spellseeker and get Goryo's Vengeance. No, let's just get Flash and go let's see, do I want to let him discard? I guess there's just no real reason to do that. I think I'm just going to Flash in Ashen Rider and exile Inti and exile a Mountain. And then Grim Lavamancer, Mountain, sure. Take one. And then Spellseeker is actually like kind of a decent play, and I was hoping to draw something that would give me direction on what to Spellseeker for. I think I'm going to wait a turn. I'm only taking 2 damage here. But basically, if I draw another land, I'm going to Spellseeker for Entomb and Entomb the from the Catacomb. And if I don't draw a land, if I draw an animate, that could be a different play. But I don't think I'm in like a huge hurry. Oh, interesting. I could Frantic Search now. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Spell Seeker for Entomb first. And then I can pass, and then I can make double black next turn off Frantic Search. I just need to draw a land at some point. Yeah, you can kill my Spell Seeker, that's fine. This does open the door for Jesse to play a 4-drop this turn. If he goes land 4-drop. That was a good one. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do here is kind of gamble that he doesn't have Phyrexian Metamorph, because I think I'm going to Entomb from the Catacombs. And I kind of need to draw a land too. Okay, well that was the land. So now I can go like this. Frantic Search. Okay. Yeah, so I got them all. So I'm going to clearly discard 2 of my creatures, and then I'm going to animate one from the Catacombs. The question is, what do I get? I think I discard Serra Emissary, Atraxa. Untap 3 lands, play a land, well, play a Mox. And then from the Catacombs. So now I have another choice too. I could get Ashen Rider to kill the Rampaging Raptor. I could get Atraxa. I could get Serra Emissary and name artifact or name creatures. He already played Otawara. So if I get Atraxa, I'd lose to a removal or bounce spell that hits Atraxa. If I get Serra Emissary, I mean, in any case, Phyrexian Metamorph kind of ruins me here. I guess the way it ruins me least, let's see, how many cards I have in my graveyard? Let's just see. I've got, before this all starts, I have 10, and I'm going to exile 5, go to 5, and then a creature's going to play, go to 4, and from the Catacombs doesn't count, so I'm pretty far away from casting it again. This is just a hard decision. It basically, I think that I lose to the most things with Atraxa, but it's the highest reward, because if Atraxa works, I just win. I lose to the least things with Ashen Rider, but it's also the lowest leverage. Serra Emissary is kind of in the middle, so it's like, how much of a gamble do I want to take? It's close. I kind of want, my problem with animating Ashen Rider or Serra's Emissary is I just don't feel like that comes that close to winning me the game. Whereas Atraxa will actually win me the game, so let's see, I'll get a Swamp. Oh, well, getting Fatal Push, Animate Dead, Palantir, Troll, Land, I think is pretty good. Oh, I could actually get Polluted Delta. 8? Yeah, I think Polluted Delta is actually better here. Because now I can go Polluted Delta and Fatal Push the Rampaging Raptor. Yeah, I also, I guess, don't straight up lose to... Now that I have the Fatal Push, though I guess I could have just gotten a Swamp, and if they remove Atraxa, if Jesse removes Atraxa, then Fatal Push would have still done it. I don't actually just lose to Metamorph here. It's not great, but I think I could still beat it, especially since my hand's really good now, because I just use Atraxa. Is he going to sack the blood token? That's a good start, if so. All right, so it's Mind Collapse. So I can't stop the Grim from killing my Atraxa here, because if I Fatal Push the Grim in response, he just sacks the blood token, so I think that's fine. And now he's going to Grim the Atraxa. It's going to get exiled. And then I'm going to Fatal Push the Rampaging Raptor. And then next turn I basically win. So yeah, this worked out. Finding Fatal Push off Atraxa was a pretty big game. So I guess I really didn't need to play Polluted Delta. It gives me more optionality because I can Fatal Push the Raptor even if he doesn't remove Atraxa, but I think given the circumstances, I wasn't really losing if that was the case. Okay, so go to 6. You get the initiative, but I'm going to be able to take that back soon enough. You get a mountain. It kind of depends on what Jesse's last play is here. And he played the mountain with a blood token in play. What does that mean? I mean, it means he's got a card that uses enough mana that he wants to play it. Oh, he has Fiery Confluence. Oh, that was sick. The Polluted Delta actually lost me the game. I didn't anticipate having all that happen at once, but that was pretty gross. Okay. Yeah, it still doesn't make me want any of the cards I boarded out. Metamorph is like the card I'm going to always worry about, like every game. So had I played Delta there, it would have actually still been a challenging game to win without the Fiery Confluence. Oh, this hand looks totally fine. But because I would have been at 1 facing down Grim and the Voldaren Epic here, but I probably would have just animated the Serra Emissary at that point. All right, let's just play Swamp. I only have 1 land I really need to fetch with Polluted Delta, so I think just waiting here makes sense. If Jesse dashes Ragavan, no, you know what? I'm just going to take 1 from this thing. I just don't care. I kind of want to see another play here that I can cast Cut Down on. Revoker. Yeah, that'll probably be it. And then let's cut down the Revoker, cycle the Troll, just get Swamp, land, need to find some action, Palantir, bottom, he's going to mill Atraxa, Torsten, oh, Animate Dead, that's not what I wanted to see. I could have left land and Counterspell on top, but I kind of wanted to do a little better. Counterspell against an activated Saga is just not very good. All right. Time to hit. I've drawn 2 lands. I need to draw a spell here. Okay. I'll pass the turn. This is going to be a beating now. I need to find like Mystic Confluence or something. So it's a mill 2. Guess that means bottom both. Oh, man, that Torsten was just in the wrong spot. Milled Seacrum, Coast, and Entomb. Oh, I'm going to lose after that was a sick game too, but you know what? That's the beats. I still maintain the Atraxa play was right, but playing the Delta was not good. Okay, so I have plenty of things I could draw here that would be decent. What other artifacts does he have? He hasn't played very many. Oh, Skull Clamp. Yeah, that's a good one. But so far, I haven't drawn a spell yet besides a Torsten, which I didn't see in all my Palantiring. If I draw Mystic Confluence this turn, I'll be fine. Well, fine as in like I get to do some stuff. If I don't draw anything this turn, I just die to those tokens. Oh man, disappointing loss, but that is what it is. Yeah, I'm dead. I mean, I'm just taking 11 next turn, so that game 2 is going to haunt me, and we're down 1 match. Let's see how the rest goes. All right, time for round 2. J-Bro is rolling. He not only won round 1, he's already up a game in round 2, and I'm going to see if we can recover from our disastrous mistake in round 1. Do I want to keep this hand? Yeah. If any land I draw here lets me Spellseeker for Flash and flash in Torsten or Atraxa, which would basically do everything I want. And I'm playing against White Weenie. Oh, Mox. All right, so I'm going to keep it in hand because if I play it, I get punished by any number of disenchant type stuff. I mean, so let me just make sure. Mati. Yeah, Mati is like Esper, but like a lot of creatures and some planeswalkers. If I keep the Mox in hand, only Thalia really punishes me, I would say. Okay, let's cast Spellseeker. And if he counters it, then I guess I'll upkeep Vamp and Flash probably. Reprieve. What to do? What to do? Elite Spellbinder. Oh. Good luck. I mean, it's good because he gets to take one of my creatures, but I have 2 of them. So either way, I'm going to get a flash, and I guess I just don't have to have I don't get to have a choice now. But I'm going to upkeep Vamp and then main phase flash, I think. My guess is actually he takes Torsten. I don't know. I mean, it depends on what you're playing around. You could also take the Vamp, but the problem with that is Vamp's pretty cheap. This isn't like a Thoughtseize. This is a Spellbinder, so I get to cast it for 3 mana, in which case I'll probably just cast Spellseeker. Most likely is he takes one of these 2, whichever one he is the most scared of. Oh, he takes the Spellseeker? Well, that's cool. I'll allow that. Okay, flash, draw. Does he have days? I don't think we've seen that. It's Time Walk, though, in Solitude. Do I Atraxa here, or do I Torsten? That is the question. I'm going to play my land first, even though it's a little awkward. Let's see. No, I think I Torsten. 7 1/1s is kind of a lot. There was a days in the draft. Let me just ask. All right, Mati does have days, so I have to play my land first. And I'm going to cast Flash here. See if it resolves. If he has a force, then I guess it doesn't. All right. I think 7 1/1s is enough to make this worth doing. Because I still also get to draw some cards. Yeah. Okay, those 4. And make 7 1/1 tokens and pass the turn. And then I can Spellseeker. I'm probably not going to cycle the Troll at this point. And then Usher of the Fallen, sure. And then I'm going to Spellseeker for like maybe a Goryo's Vengeance or something like that is a play I could make here. And I could Goryo's Vengeance back Torsten. This is one of those games where if I find Raugrin Triumph and Jetmir's Garden, I could definitely cast Atraxa here. Oh, there's one of them. Just going to send with these. And I think just cast the Spellseeker here. If you're going to daze my Spellseeker, it does not have daze apparently. Counterspell, Collective Brutality, Entomb, Fatal Push, Goryo's Vengeance. Let's get Goryo's Vengeance so we can get back Torsten here, which I won't get the death trigger, but I will get another fresh set of creatures and lands, and I think we're just on the path to hardcast Atraxa. It seems pretty plausible. We're going to get to look at a lot of cards to find lands and whatnot. So end of turn, just cracking the Strand, get an Underground Sea. We have a play here. If you kill my Spellseeker, you could attack with both. I'm not that worried about the Usher of the Fallen hitting me. And if you, I don't know what else you could have. You could have a flash creature. Dismember the Spellseeker? Mati does have Time Walk. Oh, he gets to take the Goryo's Vengeance now. Sure. I feel like I'm getting time walked here. Or maybe not. No, but apparently the answer is not. I'm at 10. I could play the Troll here. I kind of just want to play Blood Tithe Harvester. I feel like playing 2 things this turn is probably better. And let's use the Blood token. Let's discard Seachrome Coast. I don't need to discard a creature. I already have enough creatures in my graveyard. Play Raugrin Triumph. I'm going to attack with 1 less than all of them because right now that puts you at block, take 5, go to 5. Still have a really good shot at lethal next turn. And I want to make it less likely that I die to some kind of Time Walk because now I'm in the range where removal spell plus Time Walk could have gotten me. Okay, now we block here. Okay, make a token. And if you have Time Walk, it's like a close race. If you don't, you still have to do something or you die. Still don't really want to cycle the troll. Okay. Let's send in everything and I guess see what you got. Has to be something. Looks like killing my Blood Tithe Harvester. Well, Infernal Grasp doesn't do it. Oh, Bitter Triumph, discarding your last card. All right, and then it's Atraxa time. So now you need to have a solution to Atraxa. Land enchantment, instant creature, sorcery. All right, doesn't really matter. Oh, just scooping them up. All right, we got game one. Playing against Esper mid. Kind of makes me want Dark Confidant, but definitely makes me want Cut Down. I guess I shouldn't put it Dark Confidant if my life total's getting attacked here. I do think Liliana's still fine. What do I want to cut then? Oh, Spell Pierce looks kind of mid. Let's just do that. And I don't want Sarah Emissary. All right, game two. Ooh, another Spell Seeker and another Mox. Also, Lingering Souls looking excellent here. And Hardcast Atraxa. We got to do that. So I'm happy with that play. So which land do I play is kind of interesting. It's going to be one of the tap lands. I guess I actually play the Raugrin Triumph. And I'm going to play the Mox. I haven't seen something that punishes me for playing it. Like, and my teammate has Prismatic Ending. And if I didn't play the Mox and Mati went land Mox, flip curtains, take your Mox because you have 2 3-drops in hand, that would be pretty annoying. So I played the Raugrin Triumph so I can play a Lingering Souls next turn if I want. I could also cast Spellseeker. Also, Time Walk. See, look, there you go. Time Walk is basically like playing a Mox to let you flip curtains on turn 2. And I actually realized I actually do want to cycle this Troll, I think. Because if I cycle the Troll, I guaranteed untap land on 3, untap land on 4 to cast Sneak Attack. And I mean, I assume the Concealing Curtains is getting flipped. Pretty hard not to. I'm not going to cycle the Troll in response because if you take Troll, well, I will cycle the Troll in response to that. Okay, let's get Swamp here. I don't need Watery Grave. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can take Lingering Souls now if you want. I'm going to... And then you could have Concealing Curtains to flip whatever I Spellseeker for. Elite Spellbinder is pretty strong against me. I've got a lot of cards that I don't want exiled and I don't intend to cast. So like taking the Lingering Souls here, for example, which I assume is the right play because otherwise I just cast it and the Spellbinder's bricked, is pretty annoying because now then I go Spellseeker, this flips and I get hit for 6 and I'm still 2 turns away from casting Lingering Souls. Yeah, Time Walk's a good card. So is the Mox. Without the Mox, I think this game would be really difficult for me to win. With the Mox, it's still possible. Okay. Flash is kind of interesting. I mean, I will cast the Spellseeker here. And I think... What do I want to get here? So if I get Vampiric Tutor, then you flip curtains. Yeah, I actually like getting Vampire. I'm still at a healthy life total. I know I'm going to take a beating here. But if you flip curtains, now you have to take either Flash or Vamp. You can't take Sneak. And let's say you take Vamp, then that's fine. You could it leaves me with Flash and Sneak and then a draw off the curtains. You didn't get the Flash or the Vamp. That is awesome. So upkeep, I'm gonna Vamp. What do I want to flash into play? The problem is Turok has pro white, which makes flashing in Atraxa a lot less appealing. And I can't even Ashen Rider the Turok. Turok's pretty good. So if I get Torsten, what happens? Turok also kind of gets around that. The Sneak being gone is... I'm not complaining because I kept the 2 cards I wanted to the most. Obviously, if the 2 lands went, that would have been awesome. I kind of think here's where I get Atraxa. I'm at 17. I have some chump blockers. If I get Dazed here, I'm going to lose my mind, though. Okay, good. And then Atraxa, sorcery creature, planeswalker, instant land. Nice. So I definitely want from the Catacombs. Oh, I definitely want Goryo's Vengeance. I guess I take Liliana over Dak. Yeah. Blood Tithe, and I think I just take Swamp. I don't want Mana Confluence. And then I play Lava Claw and pass the turn. From the Catacombs, plays around the Concealing Curtains flip. Goryo's Vengeance is obviously nice either way. And then next turn I can go like Blood Tithe plus Liliana, or from the Catacombs. I'm going to chump Turok here, take 6, go to 9. I mean, I guess I'm potentially in a spot where I lose to a removal spell on Atraxa if I Catacombs it. But this is kind of assuming you take that Mati has to take Goryo's Vengeance with Concealing Curtains. This is going to be close. The other thing I could do next turn, honestly, is just cast Lingering Souls. It's expensive. It costs 5. But by casting Lingering Souls, what I'll end up doing is having a great block on Spellbinder. And, I can't chump either of those. Yeah, so no, that's not good. I could also go Liana, make you sack. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm definitely going to chump here. Didn't flip Concealing Curtains. Oh, we have Fallen Shinobi. All right. I mean, as long as you don't hit one of my giant things left. Frantic Search, Watery Grave. Yeah, that's like not terrible, but not nothing. Like, it's not game over for me, but it is pretty good because now you get to also Concealing Curtains here because it's Goryo's Vengeance is the card I wanted to do most. I might be in a spot where I just have to Catacombs back Atraxa and just hope that there's no interaction. I mean, if you're not flipping Curtains, I guess I'm a little surprised. Maybe you've got some other play in hand, of course. You could have a counterspell or something. Reprieve would be annoying. I mean, look, I played against basically turn 2 Elite Spellbinder, turn 3 Turok, turn 4 Shinobi with a Curtains potentially as well. It's a lot of disruption, so this has been a close game. If Monty has one more piece, I probably lose. And I'm okay with that. Like, you can't beat everything. He knows my whole hand, so if he's flipping Curtains, it's to take specifically Goryo's Vengeance, I would imagine. Okay, so what is my best draw here? It's not like I really even need a draw here exactly. Turok even gets bigger. Okay. Yeah, Palantir doesn't do anything. Yeah, I mean, it's probably just from the Catacombs, I would imagine. So, and then lose to a removal spell. What are my other options? I can Liliana make you sack, you lose the eye, then I play Blood Tithe, and I still lose to a removal spell, so sure. Let's hope this works out. I don't think Lingering Souls really makes sense. All right, let's do this first. Get a Swamp. Atraxa. Planeswalker land, instant creature. Planeswalker. Instant land and creature. And then discard, I guess, a mountain at this point. And lose to any number of things. Turok gets to hit me for 7 here. Oh, I guess I maybe shouldn't have taken one of the... Oh, I did. No, I didn't need to take the land, I guess. Oh, wow. Wait, I just died now. There's a lot I would have lost to anyway. In fact, I think I'm just dead here to whatever this is. Yeah, this puts me at 17. No, now I don't die. I just died to Turok plus the eye. It's not over now. It is pretty close, but it is not over. He just could have attacked with those two. Oh, what a mistake on my part. And then he missed on the ninja. I'm at 2. Okay, hold on. Let's get back in there. 1 sec. All right, so I think I still am going to lose here, but what can we do? We're at 2. Those are all lethal, and I don't have anything I can catacombs for. All right, well, funny game. Going to game 3 here. Clearly I shouldn't have discarded 2 cards to Atraxa, but even with that, I think I would have lost. That Elite Spellbinder on the Lingering Souls really got me. Of course, Time Walk was like the real culprit there, but yeah, I can't do much about that. Do I want Sarah Emissary in? No, I think that's weaker than most of the other options, so let's get in there. All right, time for game 3. I'd like to play first. Got to mulligan that. Yeah, we'll keep this hand. Put a mountain on the bottom. All right, don't have daze, don't have turn 1 disruption. Just let me be, play like a non-island on turn 1. Oh, okay, that works. Pass. Crack that fetch, crack that fetch. Yes. Flash. Don't have force. Oh, and there's a Torsten. Flash Torsten is so good. All right, now I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lands. And now I have to discard, but I just didn't want to get dazed. So what am I going to discard here? Honestly, it's probably just Lava Claw reaches. Yeah, I don't want to discard Mana Confluence because I can cast Lingering Souls. And I don't want to discard Lingering Souls because I think just casting it is going to be great. It's going to be pretty hard for Mati to win this game. Flash is a little bit like Time Vault in that, like, it doesn't always work, but it just is a 2-mana win the game card sometimes. Like, yes, if he's got like a Balance or a Toxic Deluge, it's not the case. But if you don't, this is pretty difficult to come back from. Certainly unmulligan. Deep Cavern Bat. Sure. You can take Animate Dead, and then I can't cast it next turn. You could take Cut Down, or it's going to go after the bat soon. What I'm probably going to do here is attack for 7 and just cast Lingering Souls. The thing is, I don't even care about the Animate Dead yet because I would have to discard so many cards if I animated Torsten. So I'd rather just do this. Mana Confluence, cast Lingering Souls. And then next turn, I've got Dothy Voidwalker or Cut Down plus Animate Dead to kind of refill with Torsten. Torsten, Founder Benalia. Torsten von Ursus is a legend from Legends. I think is like 4 green white for a 5/5, something along those lines. No, it's 3 like green white or something wacky. But this was brought back, not retconned exactly, but the story fleshed out and is now apparently the founder of Benalia. Sure. There are times when Time Walk is unbeatable and incredibly good, and here it's still very good. 0 mana, put a land into play, but you need a Wrath or something. Archangel Elspeth is just not going to do it. I guess you can make the bat big enough that I can't cut down. Sure. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Let's go land, Dothy Voidwalker, attack. Let's see. Elspeth, and then all of these. I guess and then attack you. The reason I'm attacking this way is I need to send 3 things at Elspeth to kill it. Elspeth. And I want to send the tokens at Elspeth because it doesn't. If he wants to block a token, he has to take an extra damage. So, worth killing Elspeth. It would be a disaster to let that thing remain alive. Now you can kill a soldier token in game 3 and then really only take 2. I mean, actually putting 2 +1/+1 counters on the bat, given that it has lifelink, has been pretty effective here. But I can still cast Dothy Voidwalker or use Dothy Voidwalker to cast Elspeth next turn. And I'm going to be hard casting Troll most likely at some point here. Plus, flashing back Lingering Souls. And at some point, I might draw another animate effect, like a Goryo's Vengeance or something. So we'll see. All right, and then blocks a soldier attacking you, yeah. So that all makes sense, and I guess I passed the turn. I don't think it makes much sense to cycle the troll. Deep Cavern Bat could attack, but I'm at a million life. If Monty has Solitude here to kill the Voidwalker, that's like a little bit annoying. But I also get to cut down the Solitude if I want. And let's see. So what happens if I attack with everything? I have 6. So you block a Spirit. You take 7 down to 3, then gain 3, go up to 6. So I'm basically throwing away a creature for 4 damage. That's probably worth it given how many creatures I have and the fact that I'm going to get 2 more next turn. Like my next turn is likely to be cut down, flashback Lingering Souls, played tapped Jetmir's Garden, unless I draw something better. Vampiric Tutor. And I could even technically access it right now. Oh, I could get Fatal Push right now. The problem with getting Fatal Push is I would get dazed, which I've not actually really given him an opportunity to play. Let's cut down. Let's just not do that. How about instead we don't? Let's attack with everything. I just don't think there's a reason to run into daze. I think this is already pretty good. Let's flashback Lingering Souls. And actually, I just do it like this because I've decided that I'm likely not to play the troll next turn. I'm probably just going to vamp for something. So I have 6/9 attackers, block 1, take 8 attackers. So actually, Deep Cavern Bat is really doing the Lord's work here. It is technically keeping Mati alive, though I assume that vamp is going to be enough to kind of end the game. Because right now I can vamp, can't get dazed, probably still just get Fatal Push because I go Fatal Push the troll, or the bat rather, get back Animate Dead, Animate Torsten. Concealing Curtains, but no black mana. Also, Concealing Curtains actually wouldn't even be good if you could flip it here because I'm going to vamp in response. Okay, Staff of the Storyteller. So we have now 2 blockers. Going to draw here because I don't think Mati's played a land yet. Yeah, I played Solitude off 5 mana last turn. Plays a Plains. And pass. And then Fatal Push is also lethal here. And that is what I want to get, right? 6, yeah. I imagine so. I could also get, no, getting back from the Catacombs for Solitude just seems insanely greedy. So let's just Fatal Push the Deep Cavern Bat. Attack with everything, and then you're probably just dead. All right. 1-1. J-Bro's 2-0, and Dan is 0-2. So we're tied going into the last round. J-Bro's going to win. It's going to be on me because Dan does not appear to be on track to win a match. Should have gotten round 1, but we could still win this draft very easily. All right, time for some red zone action. I really wanted to watch J-Bro roll and, exploration on turn 1. This is perfect. Untapped Breeding Pool, Mox. This is why J-Bro's the champ. Lightning Greaves. All right, here it is. I'll let J-Bro kind of sell me on Lightning Greaves. J-Bro, you got a turn 1 exploration Mox Lightning Greaves. What is that going to do for you this game? Let's find out, huh? Okay. Probably doesn't have another land, or it would have played that last turn. Greaves Raphellos. Okay. That's pretty good, actually. Cycle Lorien revealed. Get an island. And bash for 2. Well, the attack for 2 part is not the most interesting or exciting, but having an unkillable Raphellos in play is pretty good. And hopefully we don't get Deep Cavern Batted here. Oh, but this actually looks like a Time Walk instead, unfortunately. Nope, it's a Luminarch. All right, so J-Bro cycled Lorien Revealed with a lot of mana out. No, though no double blue. I'm kind of expecting his last card to be something pretty decent. Asika's Chariot. Okay, that qualifies. Oh, and Asika's Chariot with Lightning Greaves. Okay, Lightning Greaves looks like it's doing pretty good work here. I will admit that. You can't daze it. Mati's got to have daze in hand. I just told J-Bro that Mati likely has daze. He was thinking about that one. All right, here comes the Chariot. Let's equip the Greaves. Oh, this is so sweet. Okay, so now he's going to equip the Greaves. If Mati does have Solitude here, he does get the Asika's Chariot. But honestly, that's just not the end of the world. He pitched 2 cards to kill the Chariot, and you still have two cat tokens out. It is gonna be close. Good attack by J-Bro. Because Luminarch's gonna be big enough to block the cats now. But J-Bro's got a lot of mana, and Mati doesn't have a lot. Mati has more cards in hand. Okay, let's see how this goes. Also, any forest J-Bro draws is basically like 2 mana. Oh, I love that we're starting to tap by tapping Raphalos. Questing Beast. Well, that doesn't need the boots so much. Spell Queller. That's pretty good against blue-green. All right. I mean, the boots were decent this game, but this game is not looking good. So we'll see how this goes. Solitude is a good card. So is Luminarch Aspirant. Okay, so he's going to pump the Spell Queller, which at least means probably doesn't have Fallen Shinobi, though. Attacking Luminarch into the cats, I mean, you just go for the double block here. You know it's not going to work, but you're trading 2 cats for a removal spell. That's acceptable. I assume Monty's going to have like a Bitter Reunion or Bitter Triumph or something like that. No, Dismember, sure. All right. Some random person joined my game. Nope. Get out of here. Into Time Walk. Oh, no. Oh, no, J-Bro. All right. And Staff. Well, here's the good news. J-Bro has Time Twister in his deck. So if he just draws Time Twister, I think he's got great comeback potential with Raphalos Exploration Greaves. Otherwise, though, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. I mean, Monty's draw was really good. So is J-Bro's. I mean, J-Bro had a lot of mana early, Mox and Exploration and all that. But Solitude, Dismember, Time Walk, Luminarch, Spell Queller is a pretty sick squadron as well. Time Walk is a good card. And oh, what did you draw? You just played a Turok, sure, just to get another creature into play. And now it's basically kind of like Time Twister or Bust here. Ramanop Excavator. I mean, you don't die this turn, but you still aren't going to win this game without a Time Twister. So Mati has no cards in hand. Played a Library, which means that the Time Twister is going to be a little bit more of a liability. And you can double block the Aspirant here. So that's interesting. So if you double block Luminarch, you lose both your creatures and you take a bunch of damage. I think I like J-Bro's plan of just drawing Time Twister. And we're going to find out very quickly if he does. He did not. All right. Game 1 for Muddy. All right. Time for game 2. J-Bro with a double block start. Plus, I love watching J-Bro because he also just plays super fast, which I enjoy. So this, another good start. Let's see if J-Bro can convert this time. I mean, that's always the struggle with Mana Ramp, Exploration, Raphalos type decks is sometimes you have a lot of mana, but nowhere to go with it. And sometimes you don't have enough mana and your cards don't do anything. So it's a little different. Whereas, Mati's Esper deck here is you play a land every turn and your spells cost between 1 and 4 mana, mostly. Some are free. And you're not really in this struggle of like, do I have enough ramp to play my 6 drops? So Turn 1 Rofellos, matched by a turn 1 Giver. I'm hoping that J-Bro has a big follow-up here. Currently on 4 mana, but obviously a forest makes that more. Island Exploration. Okay, 2 cards left, J-Bro. Let's hope Time Twister is one of them. Oh, that is sweet. Let's go sweetness. If Mati has a Solitude, then that's something. It looks like he was thinking about maybe dazing, but look at that. J-Bro just cast a 3 mana draw 7 that drew Mati like 1 card. Okay, Elvish Reclaimer, and J-Bro's got Strip Mine in deck. And then I'm going to pass, probably not offer the Rofellos trade here. And now we've got, let's see, untapped next turn, 7 mana on board. Every forest counts for +2. Exploration out, so it could have up to like 11 mana next turn. And Mati's on 2 mana. That's the thing. The non-ramp decks don't really have the capability of these explosive starts, you know, or like more like the fair decks. And you know, what's Mati's best play here? Maybe like Deep Cavern Bat, hope that J-Bro's got 1 piece of action. That's one of the weaknesses of the blue-green deck. Or maybe like Bitter Triumph, kill the Rofellos, something like that. But Elvish Reclaimer for Strip Mine is a really good way for J-Bro to leverage his mana advantage here. Still takes a turn or 2 to get going because the Strip Mine comes in tapped, but being able to do that next turn would be pretty good. I kind of feel like one of Mati's best outs here is just Time Walk. Yeah. And then he gets to play a 3-drop, so it's not even like crazy good, but now he could maybe leave up Spell Queller, though J-Bro is going to be quite aware that that's what that is. If Mati goes land, 6 cards in hand, go, you can basically guarantee a Spell Queller at that point. He doesn't have a Vamp or anything, so he's not going to Vamp on upkeep. But looking at what Mati's options are here, I'm just looking at the cards we've seen him play so far. Killing Rofellos or dealing with one of J-Bro's plays next turn seem to be his best outs, and neither of those seem like enough this game. All right. I guess the best case scenario, this might be one of the best case scenarios for Mati. He gets to Dismember for 1 mana and then leave 2 mana up for maybe a counter spell of some kind, though we haven't seen much. Reprieve, I guess, is the only 2 mana counter we've really seen. Let's see what J-Bro's got to start here. Oracle of Moldiah. Yeah, we're probably going to get reprieved. Oh, we didn't. Okay, land. Oh, it's even a fetch land. That's really nice because then you get to shuffle the top, look for a land. Well, it didn't find one. It's going to play a bunch more lands and play a Chariot. Okay. And then he gets dazed. Yeah. That's actually a play I don't love from J-Bro's side. Not that I'm like a mind reader and knew that Mati had daze or anything, but I think given that you have Oracle out, getting to Revealed Scalding Tarn, getting to shuffle away the Tri-Belter and get a Strip Mine seems pretty good. Though this worked out. Duress missed. J-Bro's last card, Scalding Tarn. You draw the Tri-Belter. Oh, he actually gets to upkeep Reclaimer. Oh, no, never mind. I like J-Bro's play. I kind of spaced on that. And then draw Brazen Borrower, that's fine. Oh my god, Lightning Greaves. Can we Scalding Tarn away this Lightning Greaves, please? Please, J-Bro, you don't want Lightning Greaves. All right, good. Scalding Tarn away Lightning Greaves. Ulvenwald Oddity on top. Oh, why did we pay life? Oh, we paid life. Yes, that makes sense, because now we can Brazen Borrower, bounce the Giver of Runes, and also recast the Borrower. And then next turn, we're going to get to go Strip Mine your Tundra, play Ulvenwald Oddity. Yep, that'll do it. J-Bro, 4 lands. All right, well, yeah, that explains that. All right, that was our live look-in, and we got to see J-Bro's deck do its thing. Now it's time to battle the Alpha Frog. All right, time for Alpha Froggerto. I'm on the draw. Yeah, I will keep this because here I have, if I want, I could discard on turn 1 to set up Goryo's Vengeance. I'm not going to do that. I'm probably going to, oh wow, the Soul Ring I passed Froggerto. I don't love it. Played Lava Claw. Really hope to draw Flash or Mox Sapphire. Frog did mulligan, but he's probably going to play an Urza here. Oh, that's, oh my god, an abomination of a one ring here. And I'm going to pass. I'm going to Goryo's Vengeance at some point, but I'm going to play Liliana on +1 at first is my plan. All right. I assume I'm just going to lose here to turn 2 one ring, turn 3 Golos for Academy. Yeah, I guess I probably have to just Liliana minus here to start with. Luckily the one ring protection has worn off. All right, get Golos out. Next turn, I mean, I do have a good play next turn. +1, Goryo's Vengeance, the Torsten. That's something, but this is just this combination of highly offensive one ring art and a soul ring into an Academy. 9 cards in hand. I just am not going to win here. Displacer Kitten. Oh, okay. Black Lotus. Yeah. Prague has that one too. All right, whatever. We're done here. We don't need to draw this out. Like he's just going to get to do all the things. Yeah, Cut Down kills Urza and Displacer Kitten, so I do want that one in. Don't think I want Sarah's Emissary. Teferi, no. Spell Pierce seems fine. Fatal Push seems fine. I guess I might cut Lingering Souls. Then I can probably cut Seachrome Coast for an island as well. I still have white from a couple sources for Atraxa or maybe Torsten casting. But I just don't think Lingering Souls seems that good against the stuff Frog's doing. I kind of want Dark Confidant, though. Is that a bad idea? Yeah, I could probably pass on the Dark Confidant. All right. J-Bro needs to 3-0, and I need to win, or Dan needs to win. Okay, well, this is definitely, you know, Frog had turn 2 one ring. I'm going to get to play turn 2 Flash here. I'm going to play Lava Claw on 1. And then flash Atraxa on 2 with a Vamp ready to roll if Atraxa somehow doesn't get me there. Okay, let's see how this goes. All right, play Lava Claw, and Frog did mold a 5, so this might be about as lopsided as game 1. We'll see. If he leads on Soul Ring, that's not necessarily the case. Yeah, I'm going to upkeep Flash Atraxa because I actually don't... I have enough discard outlets that I don't really need to discard a hand size here. Okay. What do we got? Off Atraxa here. Artifact, land, enchantment, instant, creature. Oh, only Planeswalker, so... Land. I think I still probably just want island. Torsten seems nice. And I think, do I want Cut Down or Mystic Confluence? Mystic Confluence here. Seems good. All right. And then next turn, I could Frantic Search and Animate Dead if I want. Let's just play Palantir, because if I get back Atraxa, I'll have to discard a bunch. Don't really want to do that. Play Palantir of Orthonk. That takes a little time to get going. Oh, I'll put them both on top because I want to draw Mox next turn. And I think I discard one of my lands. Raugrin Triumph or Jetmir's Garden. Should I discard Raugrin Triumph? I guess it doesn't matter too much because I'm not casting any of my idiots regardless. And it looks like I may have burned a really good draw on a pretty poor one from Gavin's side, but that's okay. He's got one turn to cast stuff. Yeah, that's fine. Let's Animate Dead Atraxa. And put land, sorcery, creature, enchantment. So enchantment, nice. Creature, nice. Sorcery, Collective Brutality, or... No, I want From the Catacombs. I just want Swamp, I think. Actually, no. Pluto Delta is just going to be better. Unlike the game where it killed me. I think I like Pluto Delta here because of From the Catacombs equity. And I can just play the Jetmir's Garden and play the Mox, so I discard fewer cards. Pass the turn. Put these both on the bottom. Don't really care what he ends up doing with the Palantir. And I discard Island and probably Swamp. Oh, and I actually think I no, I'll just discard from the Catacombs. I could discard Frantic Search, but that also fills the graveyard for ye old Catacombs. And I think we're going to be going to game 3 here, because next turn I'm going to get to sneak in an Ashen Rider, and that ought to wrap things up as if they weren't already kind of gift wrapped as things stand. All right, and one game 2. Let's get to game 3. All right, I don't think I want Dark Confidant. That's like the last card I'm just really debating. I think Blood Tide's going to be better. Yeah, let's roll. All right, well, J-Bro won his match. He beat Madi in game 3, so it's kind of all on me. Dan is down a game and speed running to 06, so all right, I got to keep this. Any no Soul Ring, no Soul Ring, no Soul Ring. Okay. Any animate? Any animates? That's not an animate. Let's go Swamp Go, because I think I'm just going to Entomb Atraxa end of turn and hope to draw an Animate Dead. All right. Or Goryo's Vengeance. Either one would be fine. Let's just play Island. I don't want to play the Ralgren Triumph because actually I'm going to cycle that. And I could play Watery Grave tapped, but I kind of want to keep the ability to cast or to represent a counterspell up. Okay, Urza. Well, we got the cut down, so that was a good bit of sideboard technology. So now you get a 3/3, 3 cards in hand. Animate. No. Let's pay the iron price here and cast Frantic Search. So good if we draw an animate. No. I already played a land. Island. Ralgren Triumph. Untap these 3 Mox. All right, this is going to be a close game because now here's a Palantir. Pass the turn. Bottom. Top. All right. Yeah, he got nugged. All right. Gavin's got 1 turn to make a big play, or otherwise I'll have Mystic Confluence up, and finding the Palantir was pretty nice because that gives me a win condition. So this is a big turn. All right. Don't play a 1 ring this turn, please. I also don't really want to look at it. No, he's going to play the 1 ring. He's deciding which land to leave up after. Okay. Well, it's going to be a close game then. Is this target opponent? Oh my god. So 1 ring even shuts down Palantir? Yeah, I believe so. I really hope that's not what that is, but it kind of feels like he's not sure which land to tap because he's deciding which he's going to draw a card afterwards and doesn't know which land he wants to have up. All right. Oh, this is a Displacer Kitten. Okay, that could also be bad. Into Lotus, okay. You had one turn, but Soul Ring and Lotus are just great cards. He's got 2 cards left in hand. What's the last play? This is going to be a close one. Prismari Command, destroy that. Okay. Yeah, so that's not great, but it's not the end of the world. I really hope that he doesn't draw into something good. I kind of want to see 2 bad cards discarded because that means maybe he doesn't have something great. Oh my god. Thundermaw Hellkite. Okay. He's got no cards in hand. I'm taking 8, but next turn I have Mystic Confluence that can like kill, bounce 2, do some stuff. Liliana. All right, let's pass the turn. Gavin doesn't have a lot of counters. If he draws I was hoping he'd draw like a cheap artifact. I guess he would just play that and flicker the Soul Ring anyway. I'm going to go bounce the construct, bounce the Thundermaw, draw a card. Then I can Liliana -2 to kill Kitten or Thundermaw, depending on whether he replays Thundermaw and all that stuff. Oh, is he just attacking with the Thundermaw because he's worried about Flash Torsten? Yes, just attack with Thundermaw. It's not even necessarily a bad play, though my last two cards being Flash Torsten, when you have lethal out, you should just attack with all three, I think. I understand where Gavin's coming from, but are you beating Flash Torsten with this attack? Yeah, you might, because it only hits creatures and lands. Basically, it's like, how likely are you to beat Flash Torsten if you attack with everything? Well, a lot less likely because I get to kill those two, but your outs are kind of the same. It's Thundermaw hitting twice versus me having nothing and just dying, or me having like one removal spell and taking a bunch of damage. This is going to be a really close one. Also, we should have already won this draft because I really should have beat Jesse round one. So this match is a redemption match, and we'll see how it goes. Really close play on Gavin's part. Well, kind of. It's close in the sense that, like, you can definitely see why you'd want to not do it. I think this is the right play. So let's go return target creature and then draw a card. Okay. I'm obviously operating under assumption he has nothing. That does not help me. All right, I'm at 8. I hope he goes land go, but he's probably going to play the Thundermaw. Okay, well, Liliana means I'm not dead next turn. Magda, no plays. Okay, well, oh, come on. Let's Liliana +1. Discard Mana Confluence. You discard Thundermaw. Pass the turn. Okay, I'm getting hit for 4, or Liliana's dying. Probably Liliana dying if you have nothing else. Gavin's got a bunch of mana, but I've got 2 turns, plus I get to draw and then cycle Jetmir's Garden. I need him to not draw anything here. Oh, what is this? Fairy Time Raveler. No! Oh! And then he gets to draw his whole deck because he gets to bounce the Soul Ring. Oh my god. Max pain. Yeah. He drew Teferi after drawing Magda to make the treasure because he wouldn't have been able to cast the Teferi otherwise. Shambles. All right. Let's see. We're going to draw Vamp, which wouldn't have actually done anything. Cycle Jetmir's Garden. Yeah, I might have lost anyway. All right, it's on Dan. He's down a game. 0-2 down a game. Let's see if Dan can take it home, and we'll see. All right. Unfortunately, J-Bro 3-0'd. I 1-2'd, and Dan did, in fact, scoop up the 0-3, which means we lost the draft in large part. Well, in small part, but meaningful, to that polluted delta. So I want to walk through that turn once again, because I was thinking more about it, and the way I look at it is when you make a game, match, and draft losing mistake, it can be interesting to see what you can learn from it. So the main thing to think about is which of these 3 creatures, because the Emissary was in play, should I have cast from the Catacombs on? And after thinking about it more, definitely not Ashen Rider. Ashen Rider, I don't think was a good idea because it both didn't win the game very quickly and didn't draw me a bunch of cards and still lost badly to Phyrexian Metamorph. I'm pretty happy with the decision to get Atraxa back. I think Serra Emissary, the main problem with Serra's Emissary is that it loses to 2 burn spells over the next 3 turns. That's how long it takes to kill Jesse. And Atraxa gives him 1 draw step, after which the lifelink kind of seals the deal for me. Plus, all the extra cards means next turn I was also going to be able to animate Emissary, which is a fairly predictable outcome. So, the main thing I did wrong was I played Polluted Delta instead of Swamp when I had Fatal Push, which is a very natural play, and that's a sign of heuristics gone wrong, where I was like, well, maybe I'll need the Revolt. I'm at 7. I do think it was pretty unlucky to lose to Mind Collapse plus Fiery Confluence. He needed a way to kill Atraxa and deal 6 to me for like 5 mana, which is really hard to do. But even so, I think the main error is I don't need Revolt on Fatal Push from Polluted Delta, because if Atraxa stays on board, I'm winning. And if Atraxa leaves play, then I have Revolt. And as we saw, I was 1 life short. I would have survived at 1 if I had played Swamp. I would have still cast Fatal Push on the Raptor. Then I would have cast Animate Dead on Sarah's Emissary. I would have named Creature, and I wouldn't have necessarily won, but Jesse would have had to draw another burn spell in like the next 2 turns. And I had counterspell as well, I believe, at that point. So, brutal mistake for a brutal loss, but you know what? That's how it goes sometimes, and certainly an exciting and interesting game. So that'll do it for this time. Sad we didn't win, but I enjoyed the draft anyway, and going 1-2 with this deck was a bit of a travesty, though. You know, sometimes you get Lotus Soul Ringed out, even though I did pass the Soul Ring, which I would do again. I think the Sapphire is so much better in this deck. Well, that'll do it for this draft. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you learn from my mistakes. I'll make the mistakes so you don't have to. Until next time, which will be tomorrow, there will be a cube draft or a cons draft going up. There's going to be a mix of both, but still mostly cube. And of course, I'll see you next time. Maybe we'll open Black Lotus. First time for everything. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel and you won't miss a single draft.